Okay.
So I had no plan for this. I kind of just pressed. I cut you off in the middle as you were talking. I kind of just press record. Is this how it works?
This is a great first episode so far.
Hi.
Hello, welcome back to CodeO-cast. We haven't changed one bit. We have a better setup. We have microphones, better microphones. We're in the same room now, so I can actually do this and just make sure he doesn't get on his drugs again. What? Anyways, and we have a background now. Hopefully, it doesn't fall on us. Editor cut to it falling on us later on.
This is fine.
When he says this is fine, that means everything is not fine.
Everything
It's
is
one of
not
those.
fine.
It's like that picture with the dog and everything's burning. You know, it's like everything's on fire. And this is fine. I mean, then again, that is the daily life of college students. Everything around us is on fire. We're constantly in a state of depression. We're just like everything's fine.
Actually, I would like to say. I would like to say something. Do you remember? Did you ever have those teachers where it's like, guys, you better get your act straight and turn in your homework stuff because your college professors will never accept late work.
Yes.
When
I had teachers like they're like they will not accept this kind of behavior in college. You guys will need to have to get your acts together soon. You're growing up. Yes, you need to mature more, and you have to be scheduled. You have to be on time for every class. And it's funny. It's funny. Let's tell them our experiences here. It's funny because we were told that at a very young age, and now we have the most chill ass professors ever. It's the best. Like legit, my guitar professor, who shall not be named for privacy reasons, of course. But my guitar professor is so freaking chill. Like, all of us are in a group chat, right? We just send each other memes, dude. That's it. And we even make memes of our guitar professor, and he just laughs at it. He's like, haha, nice. It's the best.
obviously, the only thing that's stuck from what they've told me is be on time, and I don't like being late, so
Well, yeah,
that's just with me. But
That's the marching band within us. It's one of those things where it's like, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late.
yeah,
And if you're late, you're fucked.
if you're late, God help you.
God help you. If you're late, the Christian here says, God help you.
Because guys. Oh Jesus! I can't. Hold up.
He can't get up.
Y'all need Jesus.
Y'all need Jesus. I just peeked. Cue the setup falling on us. I predicted it.
So yeah. Oh, what was I saying? Okay. So when I got to college, it was a lot of. I would always get there on time, because I didn't like being late and I didn't want to miss out on stuff. But every class that I had, there was always one person, or at least one or two people who would always walk in like 15 minutes late, and I'd be like, "It's the professors, whatever. They're just teaching class, whether you're there or not. They're probably like drop you out of the class." But even though they're noticing, they're not gonna be like. There's some professors who won't really care. They'll be like, "Oh, you're not showing up at class. Fine. It seems you don't really care. I'm just gonna drop you." There's other people, other professors that'll be nice about it. They'll email you as like, "Hey, yo, you signed up for my class. You're wasting your money. Why don't you show up?" And it's true. I mean, definitely, if you're a college student, show up to your classes and at least try to pay attention. I can definitely feel those days where we're not in the mood to be there, especially if we have like those 8 a.m.s.
At least the jokes are worth those 8 a.m. classes, man.
The what?
At least the jokes are worth being in that 8 a.m. class.
Oh yeah.
He was really cool. Our 8 a.m. professor, we had this class called music theory together, which I sucked at towards the end. It was bad.
You want to explain that?
So what happened was, throughout all our history together in music, we've had the same professor for music theory, right? And then the final one is music theory 3. We had that together. He passed. I didn't. Why didn't I pass? Because I forgot my online assignments. I did all the homework in person and everything. I had a better ear.
I know it was 4.
Oh yeah, 4.
It was 4.
Oh, 4. The last one is 4. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, but anyways, so in music theory 4, I did all my assignments. I for in person stuff, but the online stuff is what I forgot, because of course it's an in-person class. I normally think, oh yeah, in person, everything's gonna be in person, and I forget there's an online aspect to it. So that's why I failed the class, but he passed, even though, like, what we do is
This face
yeah.
is smart.
And that's the thumbnail, okay? But anyways, yeah, it was the final step to getting out of theory, and I flunked it because I forgot my online assignments. Yeah, that's why I say I sucked at it. He did good.
It's mainly just. I think I've told this to any of my friends who.
Don't be lazy,
Yeah.
and don't be forgetful.
I've told this to many of my friends who are going into college or that contact me, people that I knew back in high school. They're like, "Hey, how is it in college? Like, how is it?" It really depends where you go. There's some colleges who have traditions or they have like different environments and ambience, but I think I can surely say for all of them, as long as you're turning your stuff on time and legitimately try, you're gonna pass. I realized that college is much more easier than high school. Since I definitely feel in high school you have the pressure from your parents, you have pressure from the school, you have pressure from extracurricular activities, and in college it only gets as hard as.
Not to mention all the like in high school, all the adolescent brains and stuff. You're worried about like, oh, do I fit in, or oh, can I make like stuff like that, like personal life problems too, and you're still immature then, so you start overthinking things. I know I was like that at some point.
Yeah, me too.
It was bad.
I,
If I could go back and see high school me, I would literally punch some sense into him. Even though me saying that now is pretty much me hitting a minor, which is bad. But that's myself, so I don't count it as bad.
You're really gonna start discussing if it's illegal to go back in time and punch yourself?
I'm just.
Is that what you're bringing up?
No.
That's what you're gonna. That's what we're starting with. That's.
I'm just saying.
That's
I'm
the
just
big
saying,
topic you want to lay
no,
out for the first episode.
No.
Is it
No.
illegal for me to go from 2020 to 2017 and go up to myself and be like, "Hey, stop doing that"?
Well, like, no, well, actually, no, I have worded that wrong. I wouldn't say punch myself per se. I worded that really, really wrong. I would like slap and send me like a parent would their child. I would just be like, get your head together. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I guess
I just have a really aggressive way of wording stuff.
Mm-hmm. Finish it on what I was saying is like, I mean, I guess college only gets as hard as you make it, but I understand there's people who still live with their parents, so there's still parental pressure. There's people who live on their own, so they have to have jobs in order to survive, and so there's definitely pros and cons with the way that you decide to go about going for college. But something that's always helped me is like just do your stuff, dude. I mean, it can be tough. It's not the easiest thing, but the greatest thing that
Piano.
Give it a minute. Let me finish. Gosh, you had me thinking of piano already. Definitely it only gets as hard as you make it. I think the best resource that I've come to realize is that the professors themselves literally ask all the questions you need from them. The worst thing they can tell you is just like either they don't know or they're gonna figure out the answer for you. I don't think I've had a professor yet where they're like, I don't know, or you need to figure it out on your own. Now there's teachers like that, but I haven't really experienced that kind of teacher. So you said piano.
The only class I ever disliked, to the point where it made me not want to even touch a piano.
Just to clarify, I share the same thoughts, but
we both have pianos. We both have. Oddly enough, the one class we hate the most is the one instrument we love to play the most, and it's not even our primaries.
That's copyrighted. Get that trash out of here.
Copyrighted.
I guess since you wanted to be the bringer of bad news, you can start.
Piano was awful. Piano was a class that I really didn't like. Well, at first I was like, okay, I'm just gonna deal with it because I want to learn how to play piano. It's part of our major. We have to go through it anyways. Why not just stick with it, right? So, first class wasn't that bad, if I'm being honest. Fundamental piano was pretty easy for me. And then
I didn't have to take that.
Yeah, because you're part of the few percent that actually went through and made it. I didn't, because my music teachers in the past didn't teach me anything that was on the. So what they had was they had a huge class. So because they had a scarce amount of teach professors and a huge class, they gave us this little like preliminary exam, and if you didn't pass it, you have to take fundamentals, and if you passed it, you move on to like the beginning stuff. So I didn't pass it because I didn't learn this type of stuff in music. This is all music theory stuff that I did not know. So anyway, so in fundamentals of piano it was really easy. We actually learned a lot about the piano and stuff. And then next semester rolls along, piano one. I meet this dude, and he already knows what I thought of him at first. And this is how I realized, and this is how a lot of like close friendships start. You start off hating each other. Like he didn't hate me, but I kind of disliked him at first because I didn't know what was going on. And I'll let him tell the story in a little bit. But um, so the context of this was she this was a really strict Russian lady, old Russian lady as a professor. Oh God, man, where do I even begin? So, if we get something wrong with our fingers, she would literally grab our hand and put it on the key, like there, 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 and then like, no, do this with your. And it was like,
Which I mean, you could say there's nothing really wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong
I
with-
guess it was her delivery of the teaching.
yeah, she made you feel like awful about it. in a
Mhm.
way.
And I mean,
Like it made it feel even worse to mess up.
if I'm giving her credit, her material was good. The way she intended to teach was very good, but
Execution, was bad.
execution was not good.
It's one of those things where it's like good concept, really great ideas, good concept, very poor execution.
Yeah.
So one day, so I'm here thinking, you know what, we just have to put up with this for like whatever amount of classes. That's it. That's all we need to put up with for.
3 classes.
Yeah. So I see him playing, and he's like, "Ow, can you not do that anymore?" Like, and at first I'm thinking, dude, just suck it up. We need to like legit in my head. I'm thinking, dude, just suck it up, deal with it. You're not any more special than the rest of us. Like you get treated the exact same as the rest of us. And so I kind of looked at him, and I was just thinking in my head, if he can't hack this, if he can't deal with her teaching style, then just get out, right? And so I didn't understand at the time because I didn't even know him. So at the time, something was wrong with his hand. I'll let him explain that.
So what he's talking about is so obviously with a class of like 10 or 9 people playing piano, the teacher can't check everyone out at the same time. She one at a time, she'll have you go up to a piano that's next to her, and you have to play what she assigned. You know, standard teaching examination. You have to make sure that your students are doing what you're telling them to do. And so about a day before I went to classes, I think it was on a Monday, I was heading to work, and I didn't have a car yet. I would ride on a kick scooter to work because I was a server, and so
Scooter boy.
scooter boy.
Yeah.
And so my job was not far. It was like 7 minute scooter ride, so it was really really close. And so, but my front scooter wheel was kind of tilted on the axis, and it slowly started getting worse. And so it hit a bump, a huge bump of grass that had piled together and had hardened. It hit that. I trip. I fall on my wrists. The scooter does a front flip in the air and lands almost right on top of me. It luckily landed in front of me, so I did not suffer any harm from the scooter hitting my back, but I still suffered the harm from hitting the asphalt with my wrists. So the next day, when I made a mistake trying to play something off that she needed me to play for her, she moved my hand, the one that suffered the most damage. So I reacted. I just went, could you please like not do that because it hurt. I mean, I was legitimately in pain, and so it wasn't until like about a week or two later that we went out to go drink coffee together that I explained that to him, and that's kind of when he felt bad, I assume.
And eventually, I ended up suffering the same thing because I played flag football because I really missed playing football. I played football in high school, and now I play football semi-pro. But at the time, I was playing flag football, and so our quarterback couldn't make it. He had work. And our backup couldn't make it either because he was out sick. So we had to deal with what we had to deal with. And the ball was like if a football and a basketball had a baby. It was the most awful football ever. Like the texture of it was bad. It was really, really like, it was like one of the worst footballs I've ever seen and had to work with. So I'm running a route. We're still trying out for quarterback. Dude throws it before I even look at him, before I'm even like clear on my route to look at him, right? So that ball is going to do one of two things. Either it was going to hit my face and possibly knock me out, or it was gonna hit my hands. But I knew for a fact I wasn't gonna catch that. So I was like, I'm gonna take a chance. I put my hands up. The point lands right in between here, and then right here at the joint, it bent out. So it was like, instead of being straight, it was like straight and then out. And I had to snap it back into place. And for the next like months, I was just recovering it, which was bad because I play guitar. And if you're a guitar player, you know how crucial our fingers are. So yeah, and then I had to work on alternate fingers for piano too, because like I said, I couldn't use my pinky, so it was bad.
His pinky was incapacitated for a while.
Yeah, and normally that's not something that's like really really bad, but if you're a musician, it can be very very detrimental. I'm actually glad I didn't break it because
Unless you're a vocalist.
yeah, vocalists have it easy in a way, except they have to take piano her one extra semester.
Well, not with the same teacher, but they do have to take another piano class, which is,
Oh, thank God it's not with the same professor.
yeah, it's not with the same professor, but still, I wouldn't want to take another piano class. Context. So when you take piano at the university that we go to, there's 3 classes that you have to take if you're an instrumentalist.
But if you're a vocal or piano, well then of course you take more piano classes.
I think pianists don't have to take with those classes. They obviously they're already more advanced, so they take with their private lessons and they take piano specifics.
No, I think you still need to take piano 1, 2, and 3 just to get them out of the way. Those are basics for everybody. If I remember correctly, those are the basics for everybody, no matter your instrument. Like that's part of the music core.
Who knows? But
Either way, that would be very easy for them, anyways.
Regardless, they're still. So the way we did it is that they typically they only offer certain piano classes in any given semester. So let's say you're a freshman and you just applied for the music school that we go to, and it's your first semester and you are taking piano 1. Well, let's say you do not pass piano 1.
You would have to wait till not next semester, but the following year to take it again.
Because the way it works is that they offer piano 1 and 3 in the fall, and 2 and 4 in the spring.
They alternate it so that you can get them done faster.
Problem with that is some people who don't pass one class, they'll end up having to wait an entire before the entire
Like
year.
me, I'm waiting for next semester to take Theory 4 again.
Yeah, that's what they do with most classes that are like multi-part,
Theory,
multi-class.
sight singing, and piano mostly. That's what they do with. And then methods classes as well, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they alternate. But the cool thing was, when we in one summer they made
An
all the
exception
twos.
to that rule.
They made all the 2s available in the summer, which is the first time they did that. They did piano 2,
These
theory
are the
2,
fundamental class people.
and your training 2 in the beginning, in the summer. Sorry,
In the summer.
they put it in the summer. So that means we did the
all
ones.
3 of them in 1 year.
So it was cool because we took all the 1s in the spring of 1 year, summer all the 2s, fall,
And then fall all the 3s.
and then the next spring we took all the 4s.
Yeah.
So it was really really cool. I think that was the best part about it, especially since we
I
got.
think the only thing I didn't make was theory. I think sight singing I probably got.
Yeah, you got. I think it was theory the only one.
Yeah. Oh well, it's only 1 class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being in college is fun. Definitely, if you can manage yourself well. You're able to have your free time. You're able to have your downtime. There's time to stress. There's time to get your stuff done. And honestly, if you're on task, I've seen a lot of people what they do. Since some people know themselves and they're not as organized, what they'll do is they'll put all their assignments. Since the syllabus it has the assignments and when they're due, they'll make a calendar of when all your assignments are due, and that'll keep you on track. Yeah, I don't do that. I know when to do my assignments. Like I have one due in like about 3 hours, but it's a 250 page. It's not
250 page.
No, sorry, 250
Words.
Word, sorry, not page. I've never done something that far. I think I've done something like the most I've ever done was 10 pages.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've done a 250 word, sorry, little essay. I guess that's barely qualifies it as an essay. That's what, like 2-3 paragraphs, barely 2.
Yeah. I remember actually just last night I was doing a thing that was supposed to be 200 words minimum, and just by answering the first because you had to, with my assignment from last night, there was 4 questions, and you had to answer each question, but in the form of like a paragraph or an essay. Answering the first question, here's how many words I had. 200 is the minimum. I had 116 words in just the first question alone.
So to answer every question, you had to. The minimum was 200 for the
The
entire
minimum was
thing.
200 words for the entire thing, and I had 116 in one question out of 4.
So how much did you have at the end?
At the end, because I was like, you know what, I have like a huge amount of words, and there's not really much I can say about this. I had like roughly, when translating from English to Spanish, I had maybe 250 English words and 227 Spanish words total. Translating roughly, some things get cut, some things get extended. Yeah, so 227 total. That's because I had like answered only one sentence for one question, and then like one sentence for another, and then a few sentences for the last question.
I remember because he's taking. I took Spanish 1, 2.
Yo soy gringo.
I'm fluent in Spanish,
He
and
is.
I took these classes as easy A's. I got an A and a B.
He warned me about this professor.
It was like the Spanish version of the piano lady, only that, she was genuinely. I think she was from Mexico. She grew up here, and nothing against the person. She was really really nice. Honestly, she was a great person. When it came with her teaching, she was very passive aggressive. So here, hold my phone and pretend this is your phone. So let's say you're just looking at your phone because it's college. Some professors really don't care. So let's say you just pull out your phone, just look at it real quick. She will stop the class and just
Swipe
just
left,
look at you.
swipe left, swipe right, swipe left.
Excuse me, could we put the phones away, please? And that's not bad.
No.
But after class, it's
Swipe.
like, sir, could I speak with you?
Okay.
I'm gonna have to write you a warning. After a couple more, 2 more warnings, I'm gonna have to write you up. And that doesn't sound too bad, but like after certain write-ups, she would drop you. And so she was kind of very passive aggressive with that. Well, like literally anything, like talking, phones out, which I guess is not the biggest deal. But some people could say, "Suck it up, it's just class." And even then, we're not supposed to have our phones out. I mean,
Yeah.
but I guess it was the way she would tell us is like, "Hey, don't do this, don't do that," and also extremely picky, which is kind of not the best way you want to go about things when you're teaching a new language to people. She caught on that I was fluent very quickly, but to those people who barely understand it,
I
much
can
less
get by in like a conversation, kind of like barely survive it, but I'm not fluent in it at all.
speak it, it's. I guess it was kind of unfair to some of my classmates.
She threw us in the deep end and expected us to swim out, and it's like, I'm drowning here, man.
Yeah,
It's fun. The funny thing is, on all her videos, she speaks in Spanish, yes, which is good because it's good practice for us to interpret it. But the thing is, the subtitles are in Spanish too, so it's like if we don't know what she's saying, we don't know what she's saying.
yeah, and that's also kind of something I remember at the end of semesters. There's something called evaluations. I don't know if all colleges have it, but our university does it, where you will rank your teacher from, is it 1 to 5, or is it 1 to 10?
1 to 5, I think.
It's 1 to 5, and it's like did good, did great, did amazing. They're different words, but it's basically describing 1 to 5. You're ranking your teacher and how they did in different aspects, and then there's a little text box where you could write specific comments. And I wrote the same evaluation for both semesters because she didn't change, and so nothing against her. It's just that I think she was too picky, and even at times she wouldn't translate what she was saying, especially when she was explaining important assignments. We would create a group chat as a class because some students legitimately did not understand her most of the time, so we would have to go back to the chat and explain important assignments, important projects. Yeah. Like I said, there's all kinds of professors, but if you're as cool as it can be and just try to communicate with them, whether it's through email or visiting their office hours, you're gonna be fine.
And also, it would help to like look at those like professor ratings if you can find them to see which like professor is like a good professor, anything, and see which professor you want. And if that professor is not available, like the classes are full, look for the next professor that you would want, and then like that could probably help as well. Also, when
I
it
should
comes
follow that advice. I didn't do that at all.
oh yeah, but anyways, like also when it comes to scheduling and stuff, like you can legit just you can see your schedule. Let's say you're working, you have certain hours. College gives you the opportunity to to choose classes based around those hours.
As
Like
best
let's
as
say you
possible.
work from 8 to 12, for example, in the morning. You can choose classes like around 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, anywhere around those times. I think the latest class that we've had, or the latest class that I've taken, is from 5:30 to 7:30. But I think they have 7 o'clock classes too, and I think that's the
There's
latest
been. I think the
classes.
latest class I had was like I go in at 7, I get out at 10. At 10.
Yeah,
45.
that's probably the latest they offer, but still,
Mhm.
it works well with your schedule.
10:20, I think.
Plus, there's classes on. You can have like, oh yeah, um, 1 to 2 and 3 to 4 on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then another class, or other classes from like 12 to 1 and 2 to 3 on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I've
too.
heard
Like
of
it alternates.
Saturday classes as well.
Oh, there are.
Apparently, some will do
So I
Saturday.
know Friday classes are only Fridays too.
Yeah, there's some classes where it's only Fridays, but it's only once a week.
Yeah, it's like really, really good with your schedule.
Yeah, which is the only downside is that, like, in order
Class
to
availability.
accommodate for being once a week, it's twice as long as an average class.
Yeah.
You know, so two
It's
time
like
slots.
it's
in
about
one.
an hour and a half, roughly.
Yeah, for standard classes, an hour
Standard
15 minutes.
classes, yeah, hour and
But
50 minutes.
The ones that are once a week, that'll be 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
You know, to obviously accommodate
Yeah,
since
of
you're only gonna
course.
see them once a week. I had one of those, and they're exhausting, and
But it's not that bad.
that's not that bad. Depends who you get. There's some professors that are really cool. They'll be like, all right, guys, we've reached halfway through. Go, guys, you can go out, take a 10-minute break, go buy some snacks, go to the restroom, whatever you gotta do, and then we'll come back. And then that's honestly 10 minutes break from a midway. That's a huge deal of difference because there's people who can take a nap. You can like literally just like relax, talk to your
Like
classmates.
what we did in the summer, go get coffee and come back.
We had
That's how we met. That's legit how we met. One time we were just like we had a break in between classes and we just went, got food, and came back.
that was literally what we did for like
We
that
bonded.
that spring and summer where we had all the ones and all the twos. Our classes were literally one right after the other with the exact same class and the exact same professor.
Yeah.
So she
I
would
miss Roush.
she would give us around 30 minutes to go and come back to do
Mhm.
whatever, either get food. So our 30 minutes were spent going to get food and come
Bonding
back.
over Tokyo Ghoul and then coming back.
Yeah, like going to have get some coffee, come back and just eat.
Yeah.
It's the entertaining kind of thing.
That's kind of how my intro to computer music class works. Like in that class, we do programming and stuff with patches and different things, and then we ultimately create this system that's like once you push a button, it can create an entire song all on its own. And with that class, it's from 5:30 to 7:30, I believe. Yeah, 5:30 to 7:30, and in between there's like a 15-minute break, and we just go. We can get food or go to the bathroom and just come back, and then boom, it's back.
I like those classes. Even I guess the only thing I didn't like is that so late at night.
Yeah, that can happen at times, but again, it's whatever works best with your schedule, whatever you can get. As long as you get the amount of hours that you need, then you should be good. Because with our college, or with our university, our university, you can't qualify as a full-time student unless you have 12 hours or more. So if you have 6, then you still have to pay a certain amount out of pocket. But if you get 12 hours, you get your full financial aid. So with us music majors, it's tough because a lot of our classes are worth 1 credit hour
Or two.
or 2. Rarely do you see 3 credit hour music classes. So with us, we take like 8 to 9 classes a semester.
How many are you taking right now?
I'm taking 8, but I think last semester I took 9.
I'm taking 8 as well.
Yeah. So get this. Average student for any other major takes 4 classes, roughly. 3 to 4 classes. We take 8 to 9 classes. So we're doing double the work. I mean, then again, it's music, so it shouldn't seem as hard to us, but at the same time, it's like a lot of work too.
Mhm.
So with us, it's like scheduling a lot, planning out, seeing what works best for you, seeing what you need, and just doing whatever it can to get the hours as well. So that's one hurdle that could possibly be in your way. But again, you see the time slots, you see how many credits you get for each class, and then just plan based off of that.
How did we get to college talk?
That's what we started with. You started with, you ever seen that thing where it's like teachers telling you, oh yeah, don't do this or don't do that. That's not how college is going to be like for you.
Oh yeah.
That's how we started. This entire video is just our college experiences and us like sharing them so that future generations can be like, oh yeah, that's what I need to look forward to.
That was totally unintentional.
A scary Russian lady teaching me piano. Great.
That was totally unintentional. I
Well,
meant that to I meant that to be as a throwaway joke, but you
this
know,
this
we
is an
grabbed the paper
educational
ball,
episode.
we opened it back up and we started reading the paper.
For once, we're not being random crackheads. We're actually like being responsible adults, giving the future generation a look into what college life is about.
Screw that.
We're gonna devolve into like just sheer crackhead energy at some point.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. So have you ever seen those like TV shows who portray high school life, where like they'll be passing notes, the characters, and then it's, like,
16-year-olds with like ripped ass abs, looking like they're on steroids and shit. Like, oh hi, my name is Tanner. I'm the school football captain. Those kind of shows.
no, that's not where I was going at all.
That's like Disney. That's like Disney live action shows right there.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong, but
See?
what I was trying to go is like when they're passing notes and the teacher catches them super quick and they're like passing notes, I see, and they start reading them out loud. I've never seen
I've never seen that,
experienced
but
that.
I would be scared if that happened to me. I've never seen that happen. I don't think I would ever do that as a teacher. I guarantee you, I would never do that as a teacher, because
that. I mean, if I caught
that would scare me shitless.
I mean, if I caught someone with a note, I would just be like, hey guys, just stop, like please, like you're just supposed to pay attention.
I would legit just say, all right, you can oh yeah, I can't even speak right now. I would say you guys can talk after the class and everything. I have no problem with whatever you guys are probably gonna discuss. But right now it's class time, and I would like for you to please pay attention. That would be my way of going about it.
Yeah, because I mean,
like it's in a way, it's kind of like calling them out like a teacher's supposed to, but
Yeah.
not in a way that will really, really embarrass them.
yeah, because I mean, I think I've seen it happen like once where it's like, oh, passing notes, and they just like, I've never seen a teacher read it. I've seen just a teacher be like, throw it away. It's
Mhm.
like, you're not supposed to be doing this, obviously.
Yeah.
But I've never encountered that. I think there's a lot of things that were like,
There's a lot of dramatization in TV shows.
yeah. I think it was funny because I think my high school was very tamed about everything. Like they were strict when it came to the rules, but they weren't like super lenient. It was just basic, I think, because we weren't known for being a bad school, but we weren't known for being a good school either.
My school was known for teenage pregnancy and tacuaches. It was bad.
Mind explaining that to people who don't know?
So tacuaches, for those of you non-Spanish speakers,
Throw a
are
picture right there.
are what
Right there.
we down here in our area call people with like this really like bowl cut kind of fade look with drop trucks and like the like the people who rev their engines for no freaking reason, trying to show off, and like it's hard to explain. Like we'll just put up a description of what we call tacuaches.
In this specific
Uh,
square.
Yes, in that specific square. That
square.
specific square. But anyways, yeah, these guys are normally like the most irritating people possible. Like there's some, they're pretty cool and pretty chill, but a lot of them are like really, really irritating and stuff. That's what my school is known for. These really annoying ass people who thought they're all that, and teenage pregnancy. But mostly the cuz and like actual gang members. I was friends with one.
I think
I
there was
I pulled him out of the gang life though. I'm happy about that.
nice.
Yeah.
I think there's all kinds of people in high school that you'll run into, especially since like people. That's around the time people are. I guess in middle school, they're trying to figure out like what kind of person they are, and like
Like dude, my district was ghetto. Like we have 4 schools.
Yeah.
My school, which was what was known for what I just told you. We had my rival school, which was known for a whole bunch of fights.
Nice.
Another school, we'll just call that the green school because that's their colors. They were known for having the like potheads and druggies.
fits the
and-
color.
I know, hilarious. And then we had blue school, which was known for, this is gonna sound really, really bad, but everybody says, yeah, that school is known for being the school of immigrants. And I was like, when I first heard that, I'm like, wait, what? And then one time we had a powerlifting meet there, and I was like, holy crap, I would be the outsider in this school. That's crazy. But the thing about it is, like, you wouldn't be able to tell. I don't know how people think that, but you wouldn't be able to tell. Like, yeah, they look like your typical like Southern Mexican person, but again, they spoke like really like a lot of them were also like really, really like white, all like really, really white people too. So it's like, how can you call this school this like that school?
Just stereotyping it, just
yeah,
seeing a good amount of it.
yeah. Like one thing my district did was we just stereotyped every single school. My school was the ghettoist. We had a druggy school. We had a fight club school. And we had, um, and I quote, La Migra school, which is border patrol school.
Bruh. I mean, my district was a little smaller since we were from another county. It was just two high schools. For those who are from Texas, a 4A high school and a 5A high school. The one where
Yeah,
I'm
we
from,
had-
I was in the bigger high school. That one was just a basic high school. I mean, they cared about us, but you know, there was times where the high school really, and the education system fails its students. And the other one, I think, was about the same, where it's like, you know, basic, nothing really heavy would happen unless, you know, scandals when it came to teachers. But aside from that, I think that was it. I mean, I remember one time, you remember the drills that we have for like lockdowns or fire drills? There was this one time where I think it was in my last class for the day, and we were like about 30 minutes away from the bell ringing, the last bell, and typically I just go to the band hall afterwards, but this time they announced a lockdown. We turned off all the lights. We remained inside. We away from the window to where no one would see us, and we were just chilling there. But then the bell rang, but we never got an announcement to stay to leave. And so probably about 20 minutes after the bell rang, we were told we were able to leave. After a while, we found out that there was some people running from the border patrol. They were in pursuit of a group of people who actually ran inside the school. I think, if I remember correctly, they threatened some of the secretaries there, just so they could not show any resistance. So no one from the school would try to stop them. And you know, well, that was clear to us because when the students were walking out towards the bus area and towards the pickup area, there was a couple of patrol cars in the middle of the patio where, you know, let's say there's the cafeteria here and this is all the patio. There was like 2 or 3 patrol cars just on the grass in the middle of the school ground. So it's like, it sounds pretty believable, because why else would there be patrol cars that are not belonging to the school grounds? I think it was the first time I came to an actual like real lockdown. Obviously, looking back, I don't think that we were an actual real danger, but you know, you never know with people who are not supposed to be in school grounds.
I remember being scared shitless in middle school because we had a lockdown similar to that, but it was just 2 people were armed and on the run. That's what it was. And so I was scared as hell, but I was like ready to, like, I had a pencil in my hand, and in my head I was like ready to like see them come in, wait for them to turn around, like in that case, and then just like as soon as they turn around, throw a pencil across the room so they get distracted over there and just either make a run for it or just try to fight them so everybody else can make a run for it.
Why did I totally think middle school you was about to try to stab someone with a pencil?
No, I would distract them first and then attack them, so it catches them off guard.
Tells you something when he idealed that strategy as a middle schooler.
Yeah, because I was under a desk with one of my friends who she was really, really scared. She was crying.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and I, like, me being like a really, really, like, I was this quiet kid. I was like really, really shy in the back, always wearing black. And, like, I was the really emo shy kid, basically. The really cringy emo shy kid that was in the back, had his hair legit like up to here, just covering his face. People thought I couldn't even see. And you would not expect me to be the one to calm somebody down. So I was really scared, but I looked at her. I'm like, hey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Just calm down. Move a little bit more that way so you're more out of sight and everything. And I was just keeping an eye on the door. And then eventually they gave us the signal like, oh, yeah, you're good to go. And then classes just resumed. It was crazy, dude. No, and then I remember another story from high school. This one is from high school. The other one was from middle school. But this one in high school, I even did this for my Noticias report in my Spanish class in high school.
Oh.
They found in an upstairs boys' bathroom. You know how there's the ceiling and then there's like the tile you can push up?
Oh
and
yeah,
move?
yeah. Where
Yeah.
like they have the ventilation system, wiring, and all that.
No, like they're just like the ceiling tiles that you can push up.
Oh,
Like, not
okay.
the vents, but like there's a ceiling and they're all squares you can push up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the ceiling, they found cocaine. Like a huge thing of cocaine.
Well,
Says a lot about my district, doesn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and then our teacher, because we had to do like these things weekly, where it's like weekly noticias, and then we have to write in Spanish like a news report or like a news thing, something that's news to us. And so the title of it, I was like, I was up there reading. I'm like, all right, guys, get ready for this. Drogas en la escuela. Like that was my headline. Drogas en la escuela. Like
Drugs in school, by the way.
Drugs in school? And then it goes on to read. Earlier today, I spoke with an eyewitness. That said,
An eyewitness?
like this dude was the one who legit witnessed the cops pulling the drugs out of the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
So and he was one of my closest friends at the time too. So he's telling I didn't even know about this until he told me. I'm like, what? So in my news report, I'm like, I spoke with an eyewitness who said this, and this. And
Wait, but did they ever find out whose it was?
I don't know if they found out whose it was or what, but I have a lot of crazy high school stories.
I mean, obviously, I don't condone the abuse of illegal drugs, but
I had
that person lost a lot of money.
yeah, they did. I know.
Whether it was for their own use or for someone else, they still lost a lot of money.
The only reason why I know the value of like these kind of drugs is one, the news, two, because my grandparents always have the news on at their place, and two, I had a boss that did cocaine right in front of me.
Oh,
yeah, it was bad.
so like, based on your eyewitness, how much do you think that guy lost?
Ooh, hard to say. It was like I think there was maybe like I'd say this long, and like I can't. Like, it was like this long, roughly. No, that long and roughly I think this tall. So it's like a really good like
it's a brick
of it. Yeah,
it's
it
like
was a
like
brick of it.
That's like what's it called?
It was a brick
The
of
cinder
it.
blocks.
It was like not as big as the ones you see on the news.
Yeah.
But like a little bit smaller, but it was still a brick of it, or like a good sized brick of it. So
Happy
I
they
think
caught
maybe
it,
like
but
a few $100 maybe ish.
feel bad for whoever whoever had that. They just lost
Yeah.
a lot. How did they even find it though? That's what I'm going. Was there like someone?
I think he said that like part of it was sticking out of the ceiling, like they didn't cover it. They didn't cover it fully.
Oh, so
like,
they could find it later.
Part of the bag was kind of sticking out of the ceiling, and they thought it
Mhm.
was suspicious, and then they found it.
I mean, I would say dumb of you, but sometimes you forget where you leave stuff. And honestly, not a lot of people look up to the ceiling when they're walking around.
When they're taking a dump, 'cause I was
Yeah,
in the bathroom.
yeah, true. But even then, like, I'm sorry, whoever. I don't mean to shame whoever actually is staring up while they're in the restroom. But I wouldn't look up. If anything, I have my phone.
It's
with me.
like you're there in the stall, you look up, you're just looking up the entire time, and then the one time it actually pays off. You're like, oh, there's drugs there.
I know, right? But I mean, not to be nasty or anything, but usually I'm just using my phone.
Aren't we all using our phones? I'm scrolling through memes when I go to the bathroom. Like I'm not
What
even
do
kidding.
you look at? Look,
Leave
while,
us in the comments.
what do you scroll through while you're doing your business?
In the comments, what do you do when you go to the bathroom? Oh, we're gonna get some bad comments on that one.
Probably.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
No,
But-
please don't.
But also, like I said, I have a lot of bad high school stories. Like another time, mind you, I got in trouble for this,
Uh-oh.
but I should not have gotten in trouble for this.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, it's one of those stories. So sit back, relax. Here's the story. So 2 students made a shooting threat at school. 2 people threatened to shoot up school
Okay.
on a specific day
Oh, I
of
remember
the
this.
week. And me being really, really worried, I was texting my girlfriend at the time. This was before my most recent ex. So the one right before.
Okay.
The one before the toxic one.
Oh.
So I was texting her saying it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Let me know send me your schedule so I know what room you're in so I can go. Make sure you're safe in the case that does happen. Because again, one of my friends back in middle school, his father was in the army, and so his father trained me and him how to fight, how to work things out, how to disarm people, stuff like that. So I was more than willing to at least at the very most stall a potential shooter long enough for the cops to get there. Even if I get hurt in the process, I wouldn't
Not a
care.
good idea, but sure.
Anyways, so I'm all worried and stuff, and then I see somebody that I know posting, "Hey, I heard about this and this and this. I'm going on," or "Hey, have you heard of this?" Right? I've seen it on Facebook. So on Facebook, I posted, I'm like, hey, I heard that this is gonna happen on this day. Please do be careful. I'm looking out for all of you. Like, I hope that you guys are taking like precautions, making sure you're safe, stuff like that. Like, it was like a little warning, but out of like, hey, I'm looking out for you guys. I don't know. I even said I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm gonna be taking my precautions when I go to school this day and stuff like that. That post got a lot of traction. And so the school traced the source back to me when I wasn't the first one who reported on this. I was the first one who said, hey guys, this is going to happen. No. But some reason they tracked the source of like this whole shooting thing to me because I had the most traction. And I'm like, I didn't threaten the school. I had no affiliation with the people who threatened the school. Hell, I sent that to warn people about what was going on at the school, to look out for people. But still, I was put on a watch list after that for school. So,
Some schools are dumb.
So Principal Strict Ass, as I like to call him, was being hard on me and stuff. He's like, take it down. And I'm like, okay, fine. I have no problem taking it down. The event already happened. You said you caught these people already. You said you did an investigation. Here's the thing. You did an investigation. You say you caught these people already. Why didn't you let us know that you caught these people already or that there was an investigation? I mean, in hindsight, not letting us know about an investigation, yeah, that's fine because it could be any student or whatever. So that was taking necessary precautions. But once you caught them, you didn't think to tell parents and students, hey, we caught them. There's no more threats. Like, how do you think we're going to react? It's a day before the day that they said they were going to shoot up the school. I'm over here warning people because it's the day before they threatened to shoot up the school, right? I'm looking out for people. Yet you think that I'm bad because I'm warning people about what's going on, right? And because you didn't bother to tell us you caught the suspects already. I even told them that's on you for not telling us, for not telling the parents that you caught these people and there was no more threat. All of us are scared shitless. I even told them this. All of us are scared shitless, man. Like, hell, I was threatened by this. I even debated not showing up to school today, missing out on an exam because I wanted to make sure I was still alive the next day. And yet you had the gall to tell me not to do this, not to look out for my fellow students because you didn't tell us that the deal was already done. And here's the thing. I was put on a watch list. They had securities eyeing me everywhere now. I went to go put a backpack into my car, and they threatened to take away my parking permit under suspicion that I was going to drive off and leave school. I'm like, dude, you can even stand here and watch me. I'm just leaving my backpack in my car because all I have is band after this. That's it. Because this was my senior year. I had 7th and 8th period band. So I had no use for my backpack anymore. I even told him, you want to take away my parking permit over suspicion even though I'm just putting a bag in my car. That's it? Fine. And then I will talk to you guys and ask you. Like, I legit got on their ass about it. And I said, next time you think I'm doing something wrong, look around the school more. Don't just eye me. Because I'm the one making sure people know about this stuff when you guys don't. So I was pissed off about this. And what pissed me off even more was right afterwards, I heard that one of the band kids, as a joke, threatened to bomb the school.
Oh, dang.
Nothing happened to him. He wasn't put on a watch list. He wasn't given a stern talking to. Nothing happened to him. Yet for some reason, I got all the shit for trying to do the right thing and letting people know what was going on.
School sucks.
My school sucks.
I'll say that. I mean, not every school is perfect.
As soon as I left, they pushed this test on students. They forced the test on students that people in college take when they're about to graduate college. For bragging rights, saying all students took this test and they got these scores. Your students can't even take the test. My school is more concerned with bragging rights than anything else. They want to get the most achievements from a student, no matter how much of a mental exhaustion that is on students. Yep. They don't care about us. They see us as a means to an end, as a means to bragging rights and to have certain names over another school. That's it.
I mean, that's the thing that kind of sucks, especially when you have education systems that rely on standardized tests. They rely on obviously because you want students to learn, but there's some systems that are in place where it robs of the way you're teaching. It's more about the results. It's more about the product. Some people really see students as products, where it's like, look at the way I do things at the school. Look at the way my teachers do things. Look at the way my students excel in this. And oftentimes that will rob the students from the experience of learning something, rather than being like, you gotta be great at this. You gotta be great at this. Who cares if you miss out on something that you really want to do? Who cares if you can't do extracurriculars? And who cares if we're forcing a test on you that you're not even ready for? You're gonna do it because it's gonna make it look good.
I have so many math courses built up from all the DC courses that they made us take that none of that even counts in my major.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, none of that counts. I have so many backed hours. I'm classified as a senior because of all my backed hours,
Mm-hmm.
and none of that counts toward my major. And here's the thing: that exam that I just mentioned, you know how when you're a doctorate or you're getting your doctorates, you have to write a thesis and give a presentation on it? That's what they have to do. They have to draft an entire thesis and give a presentation on it. And some students, mind you, are still in their adolescent minds. They're not really mature yet. They have a lot of stuff going on. They're really overstressed, overworked. And some of them have social anxiety.
Yeah.
They can't do this.
Mm-mm.
So what happens when there's nobody left to group them with and they have to do it solo, and they have a literal disorder that like prevents them from doing this presentation? What happens? They don't get cut slack for it. They get the grade they get, no matter what. Because all it is a means to a result, and that result is a means to bragging rights. That's all it is. That's actually why I don't like my school. The only thing I liked about my school was the coaches and the band staff. That's all. And like a few handful of teachers.
Yeah.
But the school system itself, the principal, the people in charge of it, I hate it.
Administration.
The staff, great. Students, there's some I got along with. Some of them I just was like, oh, hi, what's up, just to not piss anybody off. But
You're not gonna get
administration-
along with everyone. Just the way it
Exactly.
is.
But administration, awful. Hands down, awful.
You let it all up.
Yes. This is why I actually contemplated not working at my district. But then I'm like, maybe if I do, maybe I can start like pushing for a better system while I'm working there as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be I could help change things so they can be better for the school and better for the students as well. So that's kind of what I want to do. Now, well, as a teacher, that's kind of what I want my voice to do, is change my entire district for the better. I'm not saying I'm running for the school board. No, I'm not gonna run for that.
Yeah.
Hell no, I'm not into politics. Screw that. In general, I hate politics, but I'm just saying I would like to make at least some difference and make sure the students do excel at the rate that the school wants them to excel, but to where it's not detrimental to their mental and physical health as well, and their overall well-being.
I think this whole episode could just be school. Like it's just gonna be the
College and high school experiences.
a little bit of middle school just sprinkled in there, just like there it is.
You need the sunglasses.
Yep. I think that's a good amount to stop it.
Yeah.
I think we've ranted and we've thrown out a bunch of our experiences in there.
Yeah. So now, to those of you in middle school, you know what to look forward to in high school. To those of you in high school, you know what to look forward to in college. And for those in college, you can agree with us or disagree with us. We're open to all opinions.
Tell us how wrong we are. Do it now.
Just shit on us in the comment section.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you for sticking around during this very educational episode.
Was it really educational?
Unintentionally educational. Well, the first half was because we were talking about like financial aid and like classes and stuff. We were talking about the basics of like getting ready for college. So in a way, it was kind of educational.
A semi-educational episode.
Semi-educational episode.
Definitely leave some topics we could talk about, and
Yeah.
if not, some suggestions for some dumb things that we could do. Definitely going back to our roots with anime, just do reaction stuff, or just talking about our dumb lives, because
Yeah.
cringe galore
I was-
is the theme here.
When you brought up the whole like TV shows high school portrayed in there and versus real life, I was actually thinking of bringing in like, because we're weebs. We take pride in that. You can see our older videos and see how much of weebs we are. But I was
Weebs are avid anime fans, by the way.
yes. But I was about to bring up a thing that's like a lot of people think that Japanese schools are like they are in anime when really they're not at all.
Yep.
It's a huge difference. So just like how school is portrayed over here, and it's not like it's in real life. Then I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
But instead, I was like, you know what? No, I have college. I mean, I have high school stories. I was rolling with that.
And I'm sure we can hear more of that. If y'all really enjoyed that, I'm sure I can pull
We could
more
share
out
some
of
story times.
Exactly, and it'll be fun. Definitely consider a subscription because we're not the best YouTubers. I don't think we'll ever be. But we bring
Is
some
there-
trashy cringe.
Is there really a best YouTuber? I don't think anybody's perfect. If I'm being honest, there's no like perfect YouTuber. But
Have you not heard of Mr. Beast?
You can't let me have anything, can you?
No, I won't.
Cue like the sad black and white rain thing.
Who can say
That's
why
copyright
not?
now.
Okay.
Copyright now.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Consider dropping a like and dropping a good subscription.
Yeah.
We're not a magazine, but we're sure gonna try to be consistent.
Yes.
Thank you
We'll
for
try to be.
everything. Our background did not following us, and that's the best thing that happened today.
Thank God. Okay, later, guys.